believe all of us have a unique story, and sharing that story, life experience, knowledge, and passion can be an extremely fulfilling and lucrative career if we know how to package, promote, and present it in the correct way. My story began when I was in school, and for my entire life, I've been told that in order to succeed in life, it was all about studying hard, getting good grades, making it to university, get a good job, a high-paying job, spend less money, save more money, settle down, start a family. And most of this advice came from my parents. To be honest, my father and I were not close. Despite living under the same roof, we hardly exchanged extra words besides the normal pleasantries that revolved around non-threatening topics such as greetings and food. And then we would retreat into our own rooms, he would watch his TV while I do my own stuff. This same scene would be played out over and over again, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Just like two strangers living in our separate worlds. Dad was the typical, stern, patriarchal father, as I'd always remembered him to be. Like a solid wall that never crumbled, he was also like the fog I could never penetrate. He kept his feelings all to himself and never once revealed them. He never praised me when I did anything right, whether it was performing well in school, winning trophies, or excelling in oratorical competitions. He never comforted me either when I was feeling down, experienced setbacks, coming a close second, or when Grandma passed away. If I have to summarize Dad's position in my heart, this was it. The image of Dad was someone who left home early and came home late in his white Toyota Hi-Ace van. All I knew was that he had a business selling babies' products such as strollers and pacifiers with a few friends in a flattered factory in Tai Seng. This was as much as I knew about his business. Nothing else. Perhaps it was reciprocal, as Dad never made any effort to be involved in my growing up years. He never interfered with the schools I attended, the subjects I took, nor the friends I made. As long as I made it year after year, it was good enough for him. I was a very withdrawn kid during my schooling days. I didn't mix well with people, I didn't have many friends. My world was just me, myself, and I. There wasn't anyone to share my joys and sorrows. A year before I entered university, Dad winded up the business. He didn't explain why, neither did I ask. We also sold away the family car. It was only many years later I realized that his business was not doing well, and he decided to cut loss by shutting it permanently. He was also cheated of a substantial amount of money by his business partners and runaway clients who defaulted on his payments. The years flew by quickly without me ever realizing it. I never really took time and effort to get to know the person living next room to me, the person I called father. I didn't know his health was crumbling. All I knew was to chase after stellar achievements and good grades. It was only when Dad was diagnosed with colon cancer that the walls between us were completely demolished. For once, I saw his vulnerable side emerge. I never dreamt I would watch my stoic patriarchal father be reduced to the state of illness almost every night. Neither would I also dream we would also become the best of friends, poke fun at each other, and enjoy each other's company till his very end. I will always remember Dad's initial embarrassment for having me to bathe him when his movements were impeded. He used to insist that he could still manage on his own while I would sit patiently outside the bathroom door. As time went by, with the collapse of the walls between us, he gradually opened and warmed up to his son. He also allowed me to help him with his baths. After the completion of each bath, I would wipe his hair dry, towel him clean, and retreat to the living room where we watched the latest drama serial and wrestling matches. We would discuss the characters, the plot, and always second guess the ending. And all these memories cannot supersede the most poignant gesture from Dad. After all these years of waiting and longing, Dad hugged me. It was a hug that brought me to tears. It was a hug that I waited for all these years. It was a hug that symbolized a father was truly proud of his son. Gone was the no-nonsense father, and his place was a kinder, gentler father I adored. Even my terms of salutation changed. Instead of calling him the more formal dad, I switched to calling him the more endearing Pa. In a short span of 1 year before Pa passed away, we created so many memories that the decades before failed to. In Beijing in particular, we encouraged each other while ascending the steps of the Great Wall of China. Our last family portrait taken at Tiananmen Square remains my most treasured possession. July 2006, Pa passed away. Pa's death forced me to grow up overnight. I became head of the family, reluctantly. I had to make decisions and give guidance to my family. I had to appear strong in front of others. I couldn't cry. but internally, I was inundated. When alone, I would stare expressionlessly at the ceiling and wonder if I could ever turn back time. For once, the house felt so empty without Pa around. I terribly missed his snoring, which at least was a comforting reassurance that he was still alive in this world. I fell into depression and lost all interest in everything. To me, a large part of me had died with Pa's passing. I was just like a soulless guy living in this cruel world. I looked around me and I saw friends my age partying away, going on holidays, buying branded stuff, eating at fancy restaurants, and enjoying the good life, while here I was, having to shoulder the responsibility of paying hospitalization bills, medical bills, household expenses, insurance policies. My health suffered as a result, and I was sick very often. I had a rude awakening once during a routine health check when I was told that I had high blood pressure. I was still so young, I didn't want to die, and that was when I started exercising. In 2008, a friend and I teamed up to start a fitness business. Like a general sent to fight his first battle, I was all fired up to receive the start of spring with new hope that lay ahead. The friend now turned business partner was not the dream match I had hoped for. Instead, the union was doomed from the very start. Except I was blinded then. When I finally saw the light and woke up, it was already 11 months later. The 11-month partnership left me tired and frustrated as we had completely different ideals. There was no spring of hope to look forward to. Instead, I was greeted by the frost, cold winter that left me dejected and weary. The straw that broke the camel's back was his ultimate betrayal that led me to end the partnership. I was truly disgusted when I learned of how he did that. Following our initial agreement, all fees paid by clients of fitness training would go direct to the company account, of which both of us were co-owners. But this never happened. Instead, he wired money from the clients direct to his own personal account. Initially, I thought it strange because we had closed some clients and yet the company bank account was being depleted with no fresh funds coming in. When I started piecing in the things together, I came to the shocking realization that this could actually be happening. My worst fears were confirmed when quick checks with clients confirmed his doings. After I found out the truth, he was still nonchalant and gave me the crappiest excuse. He said that he gave his personal account number to the clients because he could not remember the company account number. To him, it had become a second habit nature. As he promised to transfer the money back to the company account, I relented. I waited. A week went by, and then a month. Nothing happened. He avoided my subsequent calls and SMS. After 2 months, tired of all the asking and pleading, I decided to act on the advice of a lawyer friend whom I consulted. I lodged a police report against him for embezzlement of company funds and breach of criminal trust. After leaving the police station, I sent him a copy of the police report and said I would proceed to file a civil suit against him should he continue to keep the company funds in his personal account. Less than 24 hours, I received a bank notification that a sum of money was credited dutifully into the company account. I also received an SMS from him asking me to keep mum about this issue. The most ironic thing was that we bumped into each other on the streets some months later. He never apologized for his mistake. Instead, the most incredulous thing he did was one I will never forget. He sheepishly asked if he could start all over again. I looked at him, shook my head, turned my back, and walked away. I was barely surviving month to month, but it was enough to scare the heck out of me. Little did I know that this pain, anxiety, being at the lowest ebbs in my life would be a turning point. It was at this point that I started taking a good look at my life and my business, and I knew I wasn't about to be defeated. I couldn't continue the way I'd been doing because it simply wasn't working. I couldn't panic either. I had bills to pay, I had a family to provide for, and it was my duty to provide for my family. Just like how the stories of modern day heroes go, the protagonist must first be put to the test to suffer the slings and arrows before he claims his rightful place in the universe. The heartening part to today remains the fact that I chose to rewrite my life and was reborn again like the phoenix from the ashes. In 2009, I became a speaker and secured my first paid professional speaking engagement. I never thought that was even possible as nobody had heard of me before. And then one by one the geeks came knocking on my doors. Multinational companies, small and medium-sized enterprises, schools, government organizations, and companies. My personal growth over the years has been phenomenal, and it's everything to do with having created a powerful personal brand. I soon found myself giving interviews on both local and international media. The last I counted, I was featured on over 26 local and international media features. Platforms such as English, Mandarin, and even Tamil. And the best thing is, I didn't have to pay a single cent for the publicity. The awards came fast and furious from the business world, beauty industry, IT industry, academia, and military for the achievements over the years. I believe our past struggles, failures, and circumstances does not dictate what the future holds for us. Because when life knocks you down, have the courage to stand back up. Because if you can stand back up, you can start dreaming again. If I were to look back at my life right now, I could have had two very different lives. In the vast parallel universe, I could have the life I'm living right now and the life which I was supposed to be living. The one which I was supposed to get a good job, make it to university, get an Iron Rice Bowl job, and everything would have gone fine. And I realized that if that had happened, then I wouldn't be happy and I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. So in other words, looking back, I would never have traded my darkest moments and lowest points in my life for anything else. Because life's biggest problems are in fact a gift. Some may hate me for saying this, but I'd like you to think about it. How has the biggest problems in your life shaped you to who you are today? How has it enabled you to become a better person, a wiser person? Maybe it taught you to appreciate health more. Or maybe it taught you to appreciate the permanence of life and it could end at any time. In other words, the biggest problems in our life can either shape us up or tear us down. And that is your choice, and I believe in the power of your story. It is now my job to help you take that story, life experience, knowledge and passion to package, promote and present it both online and offline. And it is now my job to help you find your message and share it, the authentic message, with the world. My friends, it is now your time to shine.